Hey, I am live. Woohoo! Coming to you from the Annapolis City Dock. Yes, indeed, a beautiful day for a day on the bay. Of course, any day on the bay is a beautiful day. So, ooh, two people, ooh, five people. My goodness, folks, glad you're joining me. What a fun way to start a Monday, right? I say. I say. This is kind of the first time I'm doing this particular tour. I don't get to Annapolis often, to be honest. And actually, I'm discovering today that it's a lot more pleasant than I had anticipated. The thing with Annapolis is that there are so many people here usually. I mean, this is a very uh, popular tourist area, tourist attraction. Um, there's lots of cool things in Annapolis, and so people tend to come. And parking is, a challenge. And not so today, though. I found a parking space just a couple blocks away, um, and in the shade even, so I won't go back to a hot car. So that's a good thing. And yesterday was a brutal day here in Maryland, heat wise. Today, not so much. We had some major storms come through last night, and they actually took the temperature down a bit, which is, really nice. It all kicks back up tomorrow again. It gets all hot, hazy, hot, and humid. The three H's of Maryland: hazy, hot, and humid. But that's okay because I'm not going out doing this tomorrow. Hey, Judy, what's up? How are you? How are you? Did you have a good weekend? I stayed home most of the weekend. I did. I stayed home just kind of doing little things. I have a lot of projects and things that I'm interested in. So anyway, well, here we are. We're live now, and it's time to start our tour. This tour is called. This is the Annapolis City Dock before and after. Annapolis. Let's see. Well, first of all, I'm Day Lady, the Day Lady. Okay, my name's Sharon Schultz. You can find me all over the place on social media. And this tour is what's called a tip-based tour. So if I do a really good job and y'all are proud of me, oh, great weekend storms and flooding. I agree. Then if you can, you could go to my link, probably on this very page, for buy me a coffee. I love coffee, folks. I love coffee. I'll take a double caramel espresso. How's that? Latte, double shot latte. No. Anyway, okay, business angle on. Yeah, we had some bad storms here and a lot of flooding as well, but it kind of went away as quickly as it came. That's a good thing. So, all right, let's get ready to start this party. This party started. Let me get myself all situated, and I am going to turn the camera around. But hold on, it takes a minute to do it on this particular app that I am using. It's called StreamYard, and I have to physically go in on this one to change the camera from front to back. And there you go, it worked. Yeah. Okay, all right, there we are. All right, so right here is the United States Naval Academy. It's right behind these docks here, that round, domey kind of building. Okay, and there's a few more, of course. These are the city docks. I'm going to take you a full walk around the harbor, but just a little intro here. This is a nice little outdoor area. You can see that it's utilized. It's a nice day. So people are taking advantage. It's lunchtime too, so um, you know how that works. Here's a beautiful boat. Annapolis is the capital of the state of Maryland. Annapolis is America's sailboating capital. Okay. They do power boats here too, but as you can see, there's some mighty sailboats out there. Look at that. Oh, nice. Let's see. Annapolis, this port, Annapolis has been a seaport for about 400 years. Giving you another view of the Naval Academy here. Screenshot, screenshot. If you guys know how to take screenshots, they come out beautiful, I'll tell you. Look at that. Comes a boat coming by. So this is going out to the Severn River, okay, which is a pretty big popular river. That's where most of the Annapolitans sail their sailboats. We're looking across river there at Eastport, a very upscale, eclectic kind of artsy town. Small, quiet. Everybody knows everybody and everything. This is coming into Spa Creek. This end right here, coming up to Eastport. Look at those yachts, boy. I'll tell you what, ginormous, right? Oh, look at them. They're having fun. Big boats pulling the little boat with the little kids. Cute. Let them think they're off there sailing on their own. Whoa. Anyway, 400 years, Annapolis has been a seaport. During the first 200 years, it was the seaport, the major seaport. Everything coming from Europe to the States or this end of the States came here. This was a huge, bustling commercial harbor. There's a nice shot of those. Yeah, you could screenshot them so you can zoom. This right here is the entrance to Annapolis Harbor. This is one road in, one road out. This is where the ships can access the harbor, which is in the downtown area that you'll see shortly. Some more boats over there. There's a nice little restaurant, Caribbean Grill. A lot of waterfront dining here. Um, Annapolis also was founded or grew from the seafood industry. Fishermen, watermen, oysters, crabs, all of that is what drives this particular economy. Okay, so very seafood orientated. So that means the restaurants and eateries, okay, they have seafood dishes on their menus, different fish, shellfish, what have you, shrimp, and the best ones are the ones that are able to provide the local catch, okay, the fish of the day, all right. So you have restaurants offering the seafood that keeps Annapolis going, right? And you get to eat it sitting along the water, watching, the boats coming in and out. Now, this part, grant you, is a lot of pleasure craft, okay? Annapolis is a upscale town by anyone's standards, really. You can tell from the boats docked here that, a lot of these people can, come here and have a good time at their leisure. And so, this area is kind of calm. There's the Chop Tank, another nice restaurant. Now, these restaurants, like that's the Fleet Reserve Club behind us. These buildings have been here for ages, but only recent decade, did they expand the restaurant portions of the hotel out to the waterfront, like the Fleet Reserve Club did and the Top Ten. So for them, they were actually able to grow in an area where there's limited growth, really. And here we are, just walking across the street by various shops, restaurants. Um, Latitude 38 waterfront restaurant, great food. Oh my goodness. There is the Harbor Masters Welcome Center. And of course, we have the water taxis, right? And if you think about it, okay, here we are. This is where a lot of the boats stop. Okay, this is Annapolis City Harbor, and really, it's not as big as you would think, right? It's not very big at all. I mean, Baltimore's harbor is ginormous compared to this. You could probably put 100 of these in Baltimore's harbor, but again, it's a much lower scale as far as population and people, and it appeals to specific groups of people. If you're into history, and learning about the colonial times and stuff, this is a wonderful place to do that. Um, and you also, you have the boating community, which is a very leisurely lifestyle, right? Just floating here, floating there. You've got all the shops. Right now, you're looking up Main Street. The very top of Main Street is the church with the steeple there that you see. You can also see the Capitol Dome a little bit bigger as well. That's Maryland State Capitol. So let's do some walking. It's a good day for it. I was afraid it was going to be really hazy, hot, and humid and nasty. So, hey Cheryl, where am I? We are in Annapolis, Maryland, my dear. This is Annapolis City Dock. This is the hub of Annapolis's economy, though it's changed some. I was saying that this dock is the source of income, the economy. It was a major shipping port for the first 200 of its 400 years. This is where everything was brought in, as I will show you shortly when we get a little further up here. What happened to Annapolis as far as not being able to maintain, its title of the biggest seaport was Baltimore. Baltimore immediately took over. Seems like most of the commercial and most of the freighters bringing in supplies and all, and really they were probably better set up for it because it was a much bigger harbor, and so therefore could accommodate a lot more ships, more goods, translate that into more money, and everybody's happy. Here's a couple shops I want to show you. Let me get out here from behind the cars. Biddy and Bo's Coffee. There's a story behind that. There's a diner up the street called Chicken Roots, and it's been here in that spot as a diner since the 1960s. Recently, the family that owns Chicken Roots, or is it Roots and Chips? No. Anyway, the people that owned it started doing work with young people that are disabled. And two of the people that they hired were Biddy and Bo, and they both had Down syndrome. And anyway, it worked out so well that here is Biddy and Bo's Coffee, and they're probably in there working, no doubt. Storm Brothers Ice Cream Factory, yum. Armadillo's Bar and Grill, Dock Street, Mission Barbecue. Ooh, Middleton's Tavern. That's an interesting spot. It's been here since 1750. Yeah. George Washington drank here. I assume he's everywhere, right? I just made that up, though, just so you know. But yeah, Middleton's is cool. It's got, let's see, raw bar, piano bar, seafood, steaks, yum yum. That's another thing that's popular in the Maryland seafood world, the raw bar. Oh my goodness, raw oysters. Even I'll down some of those for sure. Most definitely. This is the marketplace. You can buy different food items. You can eat in there too, I believe. And there's also nice seating outside as well. But Market House has been there for a while. Been a lot of different things, but does best as a market. So now here we're at the top of Annapolis Harbor, looking back to where we just were. There's the chop tank on your right, and you can see the water taxi down there on the left. And there's a very excited dog who wants to play. Yes, indeed. Annapolis is dog friendly, for sure. They're allowed pretty much everywhere. I know in Europe, in the outdoor cafes, and actually even in some of the indoor restaurants and such, dogs are allowed in. Now here in America, they're just starting to do that, and so far the best places that or the ones that seem to be letting in the animals first are these outdoor type cafes. It's getting to be not unusual now to see somebody dining outside and their pet is laying next to them, next to their chair. A lot of the restaurants and also a lot of the shops leave water bowls out for the dogs and to relieve their thirst and what not. This is the circle here at the end of Main Street. That's looking up Main Street. Oh yeah, they opened a new garage. There's a big sign over there. Well, that makes coming here easier too. Huh? I'm thrilled. Yay! Hey. Mills, Fine, Wine, and Spirits. Oh my gosh, that's been a liquor store forever and ever and ever. There's a lot of old buildings here. And I'll be showing you a few in a minute. But first, let me come over here and show you when I was talking about Annapolis had everything coming through its port. Not all of those things were good things, okay? This is the Kunta Kinte Alex Haley Memorial. Um, I don't know if you remember, Alex Haley wrote a book about his ancestor, Kunta Kinte, who came to America from Africa on one of the slave ships. This is where the slave ships came. This very spot where this memorial is where those first slaves stood. Okay, probably taken over to the marketplace where they were sold. Okay, this is one of Annapolis's kind of dark histories. So, but they're not ignoring, right? So here, look, we've got Alex Haley. It's gorgeous, right? Beautiful, beautiful statue. And he's reading to the children who are just engrossed in his every word. Oh, Cheryl, sorry you had to leave. Oh my goodness. Everything is out of focus. Wow, okay. That's crazy. So here are the children. Okay, typical, right? So let me tell you a little bit about this memorial. It was started. It was started in 1997, completed in 2002, and it was completed with the approval of Alex Haley and the families that were involved, and also the star of the Roots movie, which was John Amos, who played Kunta Kinta. So this talks about their the family story, Haley and his story. This is important to commemorate. Whoops, come on, camera. To commemorate the arrival in this harbor of Kunta Kinte, immortalized by Alex Haley in Roots, and all others who came to these shores in bondage and who, by their toil, character, and ceaseless struggle for freedom, have helped to make these United States, um, dedicated September 21st, 1981. So that's quite a thing. And down here, okay, this is the story. Okay, it's a story wall. Each one of these blocks, you see, they run all the way down the length. Each one of these is dedicated to the people who came here, who were forced to come here against their will and struggled against horrible odds and came out ahead. Oops, why are you turning crazy? This gimbal is acting a little wonky, isn't it? The furthest back person they ever talked about was a man they called the African. That's a quote from Alex Haley's book. Millions of Africans were stolen from their families and forced to endure the horrors of the Middle Passage and then slavery. The New World was largely built on their labor. True that. Mhm. Okay, we all suffer. If a man's wise, he learns from it. True that. You guys could get like screenshots of these. I hope they're coming out anyway. I don't know. I was saying earlier that the sun was hiding. It needs to go back and hide. It's getting too hot. I wonder if that's what's messing up this. Is anybody else having dizzying problems? I'm working off an app called StreamYard, and it gives me a platform to run my tours on Facebook and YouTube, and they're also on Twitter. I can do three things simultaneously. So I mean, it was the best thing that happened so far. As far as working as a guide individually, there are some. So a couple new companies that are working on some new apps that I would love to be a part of, if and when they, come afloat. So, okay. And this is the last tile of the story log. Okay, gimbal turn. Ah, pathway to reconciliation and healing. Incredible. So now you're looking at really modern Annapolis. You're looking at Main Street. Hey, there's a happy child. You're looking up West Street. That's where the shopping area is. That's where there are a lot of historic buildings as well, which we were going to go. We're going to go take a peek at some buildings here. give you an idea of what it must have been like here in, the 1600s, 1700s. Less crowded for sure. Let's see. We'll go across at the crosswalk. And there's the market house again. And another nice view of the harbor. It's definitely starting to get steamy out here. Oh, we'll go right by Middleton's. Okay, are we good? Yes, we are. I'm a pump. Here we are, Market House. There's Market House. And here's getting a look at Middleton's. Let's see, what go Navy. The Naval Academy actually you saw is next door. It's behind all those buildings there, and they're welcoming the freshman class of 2027. Do you believe that? 2027. Good Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, there's Middleton's. Here's a nice little area for outdoor dining. Oh, nice and shady too, isn't it? How nice. Okay. Now these are some old buildings here, actually. Um, Look at this building. Look how tall it is compared to the others. The architecture here is just so nice. There's McGarvey's and Oyster Bar. I mentioned earlier that oysters are quite popular. We're going to go up this little side street here. Okay, now if you can imagine this without that, okay, no tables, no umbrellas. It's 1750, right? 1750, and you're walking up the street. This building probably wasn't painted black, but it probably was standing here. This is an actual, well, we can go look. It's a waterfront warehouse that still stands, actually used during the time period we've been speaking of. Look, you want to become a member? There's a QR code. Don't know how clear that is. But, oh, yeah, okay, this is good. Let's, let's take a look here. All right. City Dock in early Annapolis. Okay. Here's the City Dock. Okay, look, see, it was a lot more sparse, right? Are you guys seeing? There's light reflecting in it. But it's definitely a model of Annapolis. Okay, here's the harbor. There's this building. It's over there too. Interesting. Okay, so where all those barrels are, that's where those tables were, where people are out there eating right this moment. All right, so let's look here. You know what? It's hot in here. Mm, okay, so this is early Annapolis. Let's see. The Native Americans here were Algonquins, earliest people in this region. Let's see, then the English settlers came and chose this area for its access to the bay and home back across the ocean, right? Okay, so, and it was, let's see, in 1750s, they were selling slaves. In the 1780s, they built the state house. Okay, like those aren't two different extreme events. Holy moly. Can you see this a little better now? Maybe. Definitely looking a lot different, right? Most definitely. Okay. And then in the 1800s, let's see what happened. Oh, in 1845, we got the Naval Academy. 1860s. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Annapolis was capital of a slave-holding border state that remained in the Union at the start of the Civil War. That's because it was captured immediately. They bad enough Virginia was the Confederate capital. No way did they want Maryland to be Confederate as well, because then the Union held Washington, D.C., would have both sides eaten up with Confederacy. So they managed to capture Maryland before it turned, which it probably would have. That was the expectation. Okay, and then let's see. From 1875 to 1900, the watermen, oh, interesting, harvested an average of more than 9 million bushels of oysters annually. Wow. Oh, the market house was built in 1858. Oop, that was the new one in 1858. So that has been a marketplace and a lot more for a lot longer than I thought. Let's see, Annapolis remained Maryland's capital city after the Revolution, but when the legislature wasn't in session, it was just a quiet market town. It was a regular stop for steamboats that carried visitors to Annapolis too. Okay, so city dock moving into the modern times. Oh yeah, see in the 1930s, there's a steamboat, the Emma Giles. And then, look at this. That's weird. 1950, this is the watermen's boats. The fishermen, their boats in the harbor. They've congested. They've tied up the whole harbor. Look at that. With commercial fishing. Cool. And then here's just some stuff, different places, museums here in Annapolis, galleries, houses that you can go in and visit. So here you got a good idea of the workings of early Annapolis Harbor. And we'll just take a little look at some of these houses going up the street here. Keep in mind they didn't have decks on them like these, okay? I don't believe anyway. I could be wrong, but they just seem out of place, don't they? But they're just, these were, I guess these were the homes, can we say the middle class, I suppose? The workers, the watermen, okay, would have lived in these homes, not far from work either, right in the streets off the harbor. Interesting. Very interesting. Kind of quiet back here. Notice everything got quiet. Interesting. I want to show you a contrast after we look at these homes. Now, these obviously have been renovated. restored, whatever you want to say. They are so nice and they're so pretty, so colorful. You know, Maryland wasn't, or the US, I don't think, is into color as much as, say, Europe. Oh my goodness, some of the, and Ireland, oh my goodness, some of those villages. I mean, they were like rainbows everywhere you look, just the colors. And this is kind of like that too, kind of nice. And see, these are all historical. Like this one actually has the plaque on it, marking it as a historical building, not hysterical, historical. Here's looking down where we just came, looking down that skinny little street. Can you imagine horses running up and down these skinny little streets? The houses are kind of odd shapes too, aren't they? Look at this. It's kind of like there's not much rhyme or reason for their positioning. Now, how do you get into this one? These are the back sides, I'll bet. Yeah, probably so. It's the backs of houses. Wow, they look so nice. Oh, and look at this one. This house is, look, they even have off-street parking. Lucky them. This house, wow, it's long. So now you're getting a bird's eye view of colonial Annapolis, right? And I get out in the middle of the road here. Oops. And there's the state capitol. It's on a circle called State Circle. And it was built in the 1700s. In fact, that state building is the oldest still being used as a state house, the oldest state house in the US. It's the oldest one in the country, right? Go figure, how cool. The dome was recently redone, so it's all nice and fresh and crispy with that shiny brass up top. Oh, yeah. And just here's more houses. And this is the one that I was saying was long. Look at this. This is a definitely different shaped house, right? Isn't that a nice little court they have here? Look how the buildings are angled into each other. Hello. That's just cool. Very cool. So these are the houses that we saw the backs of. We'll just give it a quick little look here. Okay, you know what? These houses are actually quite big because think about how far back that goes, right? That's a cool house. That looks very cool. There's another historic marker. Quiet street, right? Hey, Colleen. Blurry on laptop, but clear on phone. Well, that's interesting. I think that, oh, isn't this pretty? I think the majority of these apps seem to work better on the phones than on the laptops, which is weird because some of these things, I mean, the laptop gives you a much bigger, screen when you're, sightseeing and looking at things, right? Yeah, this is StreamYard. Oh, you know what? Maybe it makes a difference where you're watching it too, because this is on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So it could be that one's clearer than the other, even, right? Now, just want to show you a little difference here. Here, here are some of the homes of the wealthier citizens of old Annapolis. We're up by the Naval Academy too, so these tend to get bigger and roomier and such. And old, they're all old. The architecture, the colonial architecture is just beautiful, really. Oh, look at this. That's pretty. Nicely maintained. A pretty blue reef with the anchors on it. Blue and gold. Those are Naval Academy colors. Yeah. See what else we've got here. There's another street looking up at the Capitol building. They all do that. Nice, it's on a circle, right? Okay. I gotta head back towards, oops, head back towards the harbor. Yeah, and these are just quaint little house. Oh, this is a shop. Interior designs. They have Annapolis type, nautical type things. Oh, it's a skinny little porch, right? That is so skinny. Cool. And there is that. Uh, Pineapples, don't they stand for welcoming people into the home or something like that? Pretty flowers. But yeah, isn't that like a homey thing? And here's another pond. I guess they can do them in whatever color they want to complement their house, I suppose. That would be the way. A little alleyway leads down to that other street. I wonder if this is going to take me where I expect it to. The thing about cutting down alleys, right? Never know. Never know where you might land. Oh, this is perfect. We're coming up next to the warehouse. Woohoo! Boy, I'm good. Ha. Oh, let's see. Cynthia, yours is clear on both and Facebook. Okay, you don't do both YouTube and Facebook. Okay, cool. Very cool. And yay, look, here we are. Back to where we started. So now, what I need to do is sit me down here. Ah, home of the restart. Okay, sit me down and turn me around. Let's see, hang on 1 minute while I do this. Let's see, settings, camera, which one? This one. Hey guys, there I am. Whew, not too worse for the wear, right? So, well, thank you, Cynthia. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Colleen. I hope everybody enjoyed this. It was fun. It was definitely fun. Nice little place here. Just a little stroll, uh, you know, around a nice little city, nice area, pleasant day. So, let's see, my next tour this Thursday. Ooh, Ellicott City, Haunted Ellicott City Ghost Tour on Thursday. Oh, Ellicott City is such a cool place. Even if you're not into the spiritual stuff, the ghostly things, the stories, there's a lot of history in Ellicott City as well. So you might call it a historically haunted city. So anyway, that's Thursday, same time, same stations. So have a good week, and maybe I'll see you then. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I enjoyed giving it, and that's all that matters. Have a good one.